In today's video, I'm going to share two very important concepts related to circuit breakers. And these are two concepts that create a lot of confusion among many of us. The first one is making current and the second one is breaking current. So what exactly is making current and what do we mean by breaking current? Let us first understand these two concepts properly. Whenever we select a circuit breaker, we should check what is the maximum current that the circuit breaker can make and what is the maximum current that it can break. Does a circuit breaker always operate only under normal operating conditions? Absolutely not. The real importance of a circuit breaker is understood under fault conditions. Whenever a short circuit fault occurs in the system, a very large short circuit current flows through the network. It is this huge fault current that the circuit breaker has to interrupt or trip safely. There may even be situations where a fault is already present in the system and the circuit breaker is closed under that fault condition. Therefore, whenever we design a circuit breaker, we must always consider the worst case operating condition. We need to ask ourselves two questions. What is the maximum current that can flow through this circuit breaker? And under what condition will this maximum current occur in the system? The answers to these two questions will help us clearly understand the concepts of making current and breaking current. What is the maximum current that can flow through that single phase? From this concept, we will gradually understand the actual meaning of making current and breaking current. Before that, let us draw an equivalent network of the system. This is the inductor, this is the resistance, and this is the circuit breaker contact. First, we will discuss the closing operation, that is, the making current. After that, we will discuss the opening operation, that is, the breaking current. The line current is now 0, and the circuit breaker is in the open position. Meanwhile, unknown to us, a short circuit fault already exists somewhere in the system. The moment we close the circuit breaker, that short circuit will become connected to the power system through the circuit breaker contacts. Now, let us assume that this fault produces the maximum possible short circuit current. The value of this current depends on the short circuit rating or short circuit level of the system. Since the entire power system is designed based on a specified short circuit rating, we will assume that this is the maximum short circuit current that can flow through the circuit breaker contacts under the worst possible operating condition. Now we already know from our DC offset video that the peak current immediately after the circuit breaker closes depends on the instant at which the breaker is closed. It has already been shown that if the circuit breaker closes exactly at the zero crossing of the voltage waveform, the first cycle current reaches its maximum value due to the maximum DC offset. In this case, the peak current becomes approximately 2.5 times the RMS value of the steady-state short circuit current. Therefore, since we are analyzing the worst case condition, we will assume that the breaker closes exactly at the voltage zero crossing, because that produces the highest possible current. If the breaker closes at any other point on the voltage waveform, the DC offset will be lower and consequently, the first cycle current peak will also be lower. But our objective is to determine the maximum current that the circuit breaker must be capable of withstanding. Therefore, we always consider the voltage zero crossing. At this instant, because of the maximum DC offset, the current reaches its highest peak value, which is approximately 2.5 times the RMS value of the steady-state short circuit current. Hence, the making current of the circuit breaker is equal to 2.5 times the rated RMS short circuit current of the system. Now let us understand what the breaking current actually is. Once the circuit breaker closes under the fault condition, the short circuit becomes fully established in the system. Immediately, the protection relay senses the fault and sends a trip signal to the circuit breaker. The circuit breaker then starts its opening operation. However, this entire process requires a small amount of time before the commencement of contract separation. The high making current, which reached its peak during closing, was only a transient phenomenon. Depending on the system reactance, this transient component decays very rapidly and is usually damped out within 2 or 3 cycles. As the transient component decays, the current gradually becomes the steady-state symmetrical short circuit current. In other words, although the transient component has disappeared, the short circuit itself still exists. Therefore, the steady-state short-circuit current continues to flow through the circuit breaker contacts. Now, what exactly is the braking current? The definition of braking current is the current flowing through the circuit breaker immediately before the contacts start to separate. As we have already discussed, there is always a small delay before the contacts begin to separate after faulty closing. This delay is caused by the relay sensing time, the relay operating time, and the mechanical operating mechanism of the circuit breaker. By the time the contacts actually begin to separate, the transient making current has already decayed completely. At that instant, only the rated steady-state short-circuit current is flowing through the circuit breaker. Since we have assumed that this is the maximum rated short-circuit current of the system, the current flowing through the contacts at the instant of contact separation is the braking current. Therefore, the rated braking current of a circuit breaker is always equal to the rated short-circuit current of the system, and both are expressed in RMS values. Since the short-circuit current is specified in RMS, the braking current is also specified in RMS. So the rated making current is 2.5 times the current of the rated short-circuit current, but expressed in peak value. The rated braking current is equal to the rated short-circuit current of the circuit breaker, but it is expressed with an RMS value. I hope you got the idea. Thank you.